victory.
Cheers, guys. I'm here on stage with Cly after that incredible victory. First off, I've got to ask you, what happened in that game? You were 5k down at 10 minutes, and then you come back. In your own words, what happened?
We greeded at top, and they turned the gank around, and then Gamsu and Febiven turned everything at Nash, and we had Kog'Maw, so if Kog'Maw survives the fight, we out to win.
You just auto win. So what was the game plan? Was it literally just protect the Kog'Maw, get him fed, and just go from there? Because even after that Baron, it still looked shaky throughout the game.
Yeah, well, we had the game plan where we wanted, like, if the Kog'Maw survives their initial engage, then we are fine. Then we out to win the game. So we just had to zone and peel for him, and we win.
Well, it was a very impressive win after all of that. Now, I want to talk about you specifically, because you joined Fnatic. How has it been like integrating into Fnatic? How has it been like playing with Reckless?
Reckless is a legend, so of course it feels good to play with him. But we're both Swedes, so we get good connection and all. But at the moment we are a bit shaky because we haven't gotten the best synergy yet, but we are working hard on it.
Right, and you're Swedish. I mean, I remember seeing you in the Nordic Open tournament and seeing you back then. So how was your journey like going from there to the LCS stage? How did you get picked up by Fnatic?
Oh, so after the Nordic Open, I took a break for about 2 months, and then I started playing again, and I played in some teams, Navi, with some people, and then Fnatic contacted me, so they wanted to try me out, and here I am in Fnatic.
And here you are in Fnatic. So what are you looking at for the rest of the split? Because obviously Fnatic had a bunch of losses coming into the start of the split, but now you guys are looking exceptional and just took a game against the league leaders. So what are your outlook for the next couple of weeks?
This game wasn't so great, but we're working hard on playing the map and do our job, so we will win.
And we will win. Thank you very much for the interview, Cly, and we're going to send it over to the analyst desk to take a look at the win.
What a happy guy.
Now, before we head into the analysis, I just have to say, Cly is like absolutely adorable. Like we went out last week, and he's so happy to be in Fnatic.
Yeah.
He told us like his life story, like, you know, I was about to join this team, and then Fnatic called, and I'm so happy. So it's really nice to see people actually like still like enjoy the stage as much, and he acknowledges it. You know, they have some work definitely after that early game.
So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the replay of the first disaster, and when we all together called out, this is game over.
So yeah, they said they greeted at top here, but I don't know. I think the play itself is fine. They bait the pillar, then the Q flash into knockback on Emperor, and then Spirit misses the spear here, and then this is where it kind of goes wrong.
Yeah, like you see Spirit, he tries and go like to get Emperor because he has to commit here. The TP comes in, but he doesn't get him, and he ends up dying as first spot, and now Emperor still survives.
Now, during the, like when we were watching this game, you had something to say about Cull here versus Dorans.
Yeah, we were talking about that if he had Dorans here, that Emperor would 100% be dead, but I guess he wanted the cold goal. Cold
gold, yep. Greed is not that great on Kog'Maw. I think the reason people go Cull and Kog'Maw is because it, you know, improves the gold flow and the scaling, but for me, it just puts the extremes too far apart. If it works, you get maybe a medium benefit, but it comes at such a high risk that if it fails, the cost of failure is just too high.
Cost of failure in this case was 5,300 gold at 10 minutes, the highest gold deficit any team has had in...
All thanks to Cull.
In this video. Yeah, obviously, not all thanks to Cull. However, Fnatic wasn't out of this. We were looking a lot at where Reckless was during fights. He was just farming, and first we thought, well, that's not the best idea, but apparently it was.
I think Cole won the game, obviously. That's why they got back. Nah, I don't know. It seems like the vision control they had around Baron, like Gamers2 kept trying to force Baron, but they didn't like clear all the vision. Like Fnatic still have 3 ping wards in their own jungle. Gamers2 should have went in and cleared when they get the mid push and pressure up. But like they didn't. I don't feel like they used their like gold deficit as the macro play.
Yeah, G2 had a lot of scuffles around that Baron. They had some fights where they didn't really play to their win condition, which is kind of get a flank or an engage on Reckless overall. They did show some brilliances again of good mechanical play at that Baron when Emperor was kind of wreaking havoc over the wall. Like this isn't a Baron attempt by Fnatic that by all means should work, but just keep your eyes on what Emperor does in this fight. And Senkix, you felt strongly about it too.
Yeah, I feel like Cly misplaced a bit though. Like he wanted to knock out Trick obviously, so he couldn't get the Baron steal, but he ends up dying because the Baron gives bonus damage when you stand behind it. And then here you see Emperor, like they're pretty scared of the Kog'Maw, but he sees Kog'Maw has no mana, so he goes behind them, sees he split up, and he just flashes over the wall.
Yeah, you were pointing that out. Reckless used an E there going so he couldn't actually have the W, cost like 50 mana these days.
Yeah.
And that was like the changing moment for the fight. You pointed out while we were watching the game, just felt like repeating that because that was actually a really good read. And then Emperor just goes absolutely sick mode here.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the Sandra to miss position a bit, walking up, because she's obviously want to survive, and like they just kill everybody, and Perk survive with like 10 HP.
G2's like, okay, good. We threw away that lead. We're back in the game. We go big in Baron, but suddenly Kog'Maw. Let's take a look at the final fight. I didn't expect 3 people were going to die all of a sudden in that, but the people who know about Kog'Maw definitely did.
Yeah, I feel like the fight just starts out really badly for Fnatic, and especially Reckless. Like, he gets ulted here by both Nautilus and Rumble, and he's just zoned out.
But just look at what Cly is buying enough time, because the engage was a little overeager, but there was 4 members on Cly, while Reckless, who gets double ulti, doesn't get bursted down, and that's G2 not playing to their win condition, which is just kill the Kog'Maw with CCs. Once all the ultis are down, Reckless.
And yeah, he's just beast mode Kog'Maw.
I know during the game he was like yelling "Steal back" because there's this clip online from Steelback just standing still and also firing away, and then that is the power of Kog'Maw. If you get late game with these items, yeah.
And if you don't have to kite, then it's like probably the most damage you can give in the game right now.
So he did 10,000 damage out of Fnatic's total of 14,500 in that last fight. So pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
That Kog'Maw. I mean, it's like the day of the unwinnable games that are being won in the end, and a lot of that has to do with Kog'Maw.
Yeah,
dying or winning it.
Shouldn't be one is the worst part for me. I feel like Europe today, in terms of macro and vision, took a really big step backwards, because all these games should have just been like, push the waves, deep vision, push them again, Baron. But that's, I mean, it makes for very entertaining games.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm on the part as well of throwing against the Kog'Maw, so yeah, it's PG.
But maybe we'll see some high-level strategic play in our last game of the day. One more top-tier contest to play out today between Vitality and H2K. It is fun, though, when it not goes directly as planned. But as we go, Cabochart tells us how he sizes up the league leaders.
I think H2K is quite a complete team. Like, they have proven they can be very good in lane swap as well as in 2v2. And they have like a lot of talented players. If you strive to be the best, you can't really go into every game and have the plan already set up before you see the champions, I would say. So you need to follow the meta quite well on there to be able to carry from every position. And I don't see really something like they are really, really great at, but they're overall like a very strong and complete team.